Hey, what's up? Back again.
That first bass note hit me in the chest, and I was just like, there's no way that's 2.8.
MB Enclosures has his own YouTube channel, and this guy is an animal when it comes to designing boxes.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Let's do another unboxing of a subwoofer that I think that a lot of people are going to be very, very interested in. And that is the DD Audio SL608. As we see listed right here, this woofer here is in the 600 series, but it's in the SL line. Okay, it has a RMS peak power rating of 600, RMS of 300, and this is the SL608. It also comes in the 610 and a 612, respectively, 8, 10, and 12 line. Now, there's a necessity for a woofer that was very, very shallow in mountain depth because some people have very, very little space. There's only a couple of companies that even try to break that 3.5-inch barrier because it's very hard to shrink the subwoofer from its full size application down to a smaller size and get any kind of measurable output. It's a very hard task to do. So what DD did, same thing that another company did. We're trying to give you close to that performance of the larger driver at that performance level. Performance level is the wattage handling. So what he's doing here with the SL driver, he's saying at 300 watts with its shallow depth, you will get the same output as a full-size driver at 300 watts. It also has a pickability for a short period of time to give you the same output as a driver that's seeing 600 watts. But its RMS rating is 300 watts. So even though you get the same output of a full-size driver on that power, it's not going to be able to do it for that long because it's a smaller driver. But it meets your needs in that it's able to fit in the space you have allocated for it. Those of you who have regular cab trucks, Toyota Tundra, and I'm working on I have a project where I'm coming up with a Toyota Tundra box. Those of you who don't have the seats, sliding rails, with 2 of these to give you the base I can give you with a 600 watts, maybe a 1,000 watt amp, and have 2 of these that can handle 300 watts, a little bit more, and give you that full size output at a small power rating. So let's look at it and go over some of the features. You can get it from a dealer, or you can get them online yourself. Let's set that over. Now, set it to the side, and if we can, let's go here. Boom, 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 boom. Phone's working good today. Ain't that nice? Digital designs. Subwoofers, moving very fast. Thank you, Lord. I'm talking about popping up quick. Boom. So, it has the ER Roam surround, which is the extended range of motion. However, I want to point out a feature on this driver. He didn't use the foam surround. He used a rubber surround. Why did they do that? Durability. Those of you who have a very, very cramped space, we realize that this woofer is probably going to be playing this close to another hard surface. So instead of putting foam there, which will degrade over time on this excursion, he put rubber. It's going to last significantly longer than foam, and help this woofer achieve its linearity with its 12 millimeters X-Max. Whoa, 12, yes, that's a full-size driver. There's some woofers out there, full-size drivers. I can name a couple that their X-Max is 12, 13 millimeters. Here, Joshua DD is doing it in a shallow driver. It has a high-temp voice core, 2-inch voice core, double-layer spider system, shallow cone body, black plate gap venting, and the aluminum frame. Now, what you will notice is this is DD's frame. This is DD's frame. This is what he puts on the 608. And I think there's another model coming out that's going to use the same frame as well. But what he did was, instead of putting the spider landing here, he moved the spider landing up. That way he can bring the motor, which is what you can see right here, inside the frame. and does keep the mounting depth to 3.5 inches. Now, by doing that, he had to reduce his X-Max and X mechanical. By bringing the spider landing up, that's limited how much excursion you have, but it's still substantial, 12 millimeters of excursion with the spider that he uses here, and it's a single dampener this time, a single 3-layer dampener. Compromised with this rubber surround still gives him 12 millimeters of X-Max. Okay, like I say, I showed you he put the motor inside, so the motor's inside the basket. That's this right here. Okay. Brought the spider landing here from where it would normally be here and just brought it up to halfway so he can get control with his triple layer spider. It has a copper coil, so it's not made to handle a lot of power, but it's made to be very responsible with the power that is given to it. He has the same leads that allow you to have a direct connect. You're actually going from the wire that you insert here, which can be up to 8 gauge. Yeah, up 8 gauge without the sheathing. You gotta take the sheathing out and just stick it directly in there. And then tighten down this Allen bolt and pretty much give you a direct connection. The cone body itself is different from the paper cone, non-press cone that you see on the 608 and other lines, 600-700 lines. He had this cone body specially formulated to handle the excursion and the pressure that be placed upon it as it moves throughout the stroke. And he was able to do all this and keep the mounting depth down to 3.5 inches. I believe this has a 90-ounce motor structure on it. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it has a 90-ounce motor structure, which is comparable to several brands out there that use that size motor, and they list their rating from 300 to 600 watts as well. Some just say 600 watts. So that's a very nice feature. The top plate is, you can see it, I don't know if you can see it right here. The top plate is right here, 12 millimeters in height, so you can see that's why you get the 12 millimeters X-Max. The bottom plate as well. I mean, this is basically a full-size driver with a 300 to 600 watts rating pushed inside the basket for great DD sound and output. Next, we're going to do a free air sweeping just to see how it moves. Y'all can see the stroke on it. I'm going to put it on put it inside the truck so you can see the movement that we're able to attain. Or I might do it right here on the wall power supply so you can see the X mechanical, just see how quiet it is. And then we're going to put it inside a ported box. With the ported box recommendations are 0.4 to 1 cube. Nice, nice. Because like on a Tundra, you're going to get like, just encapsulating the space behind it, you're only going to get like 1.7. 1.7. So you put two of these with a displacement of 0.04, I believe, and then you put your port in, and you're still going to get about right at 1.2, which is nice. It's a nice size volume for two shallow drivers and give you significant output. Let y'all look at the driver. Adequate venting with the pole and radius venting on the voice coil. It's a very handsome driver. And it fits in very, very tight spaces. 3.5 inch mounting depth from the mounting flange on back. Let's see how I perform the free air test and then put two of them inside of a box and see what output we can get from there. Peace.